Hey guys, what's going on? 21st Century Moses. I got another video for you guys. And this video is going to be more of a video where you guys get to know me more on a personal kind of level. I'm doing that video on my playlist, so what this video is pretty much going to be about today is my chair squeaking in the background. I'm going to talk about my gaming history, and I'm kind of sort of going to go in chronological order, but I'm going to start off like Nintendo. I'm going to work all my way up to the present, and then I'm going to start with like PlayStation, work my all the way up to the present, Microsoft, so on and so forth. So my very first gaming experience, I believe it started with my Game Boy Color. It was a purple one, but you can kind of see through it. And I either got it around the age of like 4 or 5, somewhere around there. And I loved that thing. I played it so much. I had Donkey Kong. I played that a lot. I had almost every Pokemon. I had Pokemon Yellow. I had Pokemon Blue. And I believe I had Pokemon Red. I never beat any of them because I didn't know how to read back then. I would just play them, I'd catch the Pokemon that I'd want, I'd do some cool things that I thought were fun, and I would just experience, and I'd always, like, have my mom or my grandpa or somebody, like, sitting right next to me, like, what's this say, if it's something important, because I knew, like, I didn't know what they meant, but, like, every time, like, a battle would happen or something like that, I'd just be familiar with that, and, like, I'd know what to do. I knew where my Pokeballs were, I knew what my commands were, just by experimenting with them and stuff like that. So, that was a fun time, real good experience. And then, those are pretty much the only games I played during that time. Then we ended up getting silver as well as gold. I ended up losing my silver, though. So, I never beat that one, but I ended up beating the gold with, I don't remember what game was on the gold. I believe it was Ho-Ho or something like that, but, like, silver was Lugia. That was the one I actually enjoyed the most. I was actually doing better in that one. So that was a fun experience. Then I ended up getting a Game Boy Advance SP, if that's what you call it. The one that's like kind of like a square, and it flips to another square. So that was fun. Well, I remember playing Ruby on that game. I remember playing Leaf Green. I played both those games. I believe I beat them both. And if you're not familiar with like Leaf Green, it's like pretty much just the same Pokemon, like first gen, or it's kind of like remastered and stuff like that. You get to play it over again. I believe they're doing the same thing with Ruby coming out later this year because my friend's been talking to me about it. Shout out Garrett. He should be watching this video. So I may or may not be getting a 3DS around my birthday, Christmas time. I got it since December for myself. I don't know. It seems like a real good fun experience. I might be doing that. But then I ended up getting a DS, and I played a lot of Nintendogs, and I remember there was one Pokemon game that I played, but I don't think I played it as well, or as much. The main game I played was Mario 64, or whatever kind of game was that, where like, he would jump into the pictures. That was pretty much the main game that I played. I also played some Kirby games. Those were pretty fun. This commentary is actually going on for a while. So, yeah, that was that. Pretty fun time. And then I'm going to start off with like my actual console experience. So I believe the first console I got was a Nintendo 64. And some of the games I got were Pokemon Stadium. I remember that game was pretty fun. I had the Mario 64, the same game that I was talking about for the DS, where you jump into the pictures. That was pretty fun. I never beat it all the way. Can't think of the other games that there were. I don't know. This is I got this probably around the age of like 6 or 7, somewhere around there. I was pretty young. I think I also had Pokemon Snap, maybe, where you could take the pictures of like the Pokemon, then you get rated on like the Pokemon you take pictures of and such and such. And then I think I got a GameCube whenever I was around the age of 10 or so, somewhere around there, maybe 11. These ages are not definite, so I'm kind of just going by them in my head. And one of the games I played was Super Smash Bros. Loved that game to death. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. That game was such a fun experience. And I'd always go to my babysitters because I had a friend, his name was Cameron, and he was always a year older than me, but I would always go there. We'd always play games, and we played them so much. Just one of my best childhood memories. And we would always play Super Smash Bros. Against each other. We would play Mario Kart. We would play some game with Fox in it. I think it was like Star Fox. I don't know which one it was. We played that game quite a lot. I think Zelda. We played some Zelda. Kind of can't remember any much more. But then as I move forward, I believe it was Christmas of my 5th grade year, I ended up getting a Wii. And I didn't think I was going to get a Wii because, like, if you remember that time, all the Wiis were sold out and everybody was trying hard to get them. There was people on the news going crazy for them. They were paying like $500+ for a Wii. I believe they only sold for $300. So people were paying good amount of money for these Wiis. I never thought I was going to get one. But then whenever I opened all my presents up for Christmas, I didn't really get much. But then they're like, yeah, so you have a fun Christmas? I was like, yeah, I guess, you know. But there was one more present. Like, I went to the bathroom, they snuck it. It was like a Wii game, and I was like, it was for my grandpa. And I'm like, why did I get this? Like, I don't know, go ask him. So I'll go ask him. He's like, why did I get this? He's like, oh, didn't you get one? I was like, no, I didn't see one under the tree or anything. And then when I get back, there's another present. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, this has to be a Wii. I'm like, do they really think I'm dumb? Like, I know I opened all the presents there. It was there, you know, it couldn't have disappeared. And then I opened it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got a Wii. I was so excited, and just one of my best Christmas memories. And I'm like running around in my little whitey tighties. I still remember this scene. I was just running around, being all excited, be like, I got a Wii. And then I ended up hooking it up and playing it. And I played so much of the boxing that my arms were sore the next day. I could barely move them. And I also played a lot of Super Smash Bros. Brawl on the Wii. I played a lot of Mario Kart. I played like Wii Sports Resort. I played that game a lot, where you had to buy like the extension for your remote controller. And they also played the GameCube games and stuff like that as well. So that was a good plus. And that's all I can remember from my Wii experience. So now we're going to start off for PlayStation. At my grandparents' house that I used to go to a lot, they always had a PlayStation 1. And I started playing that thing around like the age of 7. So they had Tomb Raider. I played that game a lot. They had some kind of Star Wars game. Played that. They had a Crash Bandicoot game that I played a lot. Can't remember that much anymore, just because this was so little. I didn't play it as much. Then I got a PlayStation 2. I can't remember when this was. Let's call it around the age of 9, so somewhere around there. My memory's a little bit distorted. But we had that. We never got a memory card for it. That was the kind of thing that made me mad. But we ended up playing, or we got the Grand Theft Autos, played some of those games, like 3, San Andreas. And when I do, I'd have to keep it on so that way it'd never go away. I really can't remember any more games I got for that. It just feels like a part of me is just gone. It's like it's erased from my memory. So yeah, I guess my PlayStation memory ends there. And then whenever the original Xbox came out, and I believe it was 2001, maybe he got in 2002, somewhere around there. My friend from my babysitter's house, or it was his house. We always played it there, and I remember the very first game he got. I'm pretty sure the first game he got was Halo, the first one, Combat Evolved. And we played that game so much, because it'd be me, him. We'd always play split screen. Didn't have live back then. Me, him, some of the other babysitting kids that were around our age. We'd play it, and he had 4 controllers. We'd just do the split screen, or sometimes we'd take turns doing the campaign, beat it. I remember the last mission on that game was fucking dreadful. Oh my gosh, it was so bad, if I remember correctly. Where you had to like run on the Warthog, and things were blowing up and shit. It was bad. So that was such a fun game to do. And then he ended up getting Halo 2. I believe it was like 6 months after it came out. He ended up renting it first just to see like everything. And that game was such fun because you can actually dual wield in this game. There's more customization and there was more maps and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, this game's so fun. And I believe that was probably the best one. And we also played like some racing games. We also played. I can't necessarily remember all the other games, but then Halo 3 came out, and that's where we actually ended up getting live. So that was the year of 2007, if I remember correctly. It should be 2007. So that's when, like, I beat every game on Legendary up to then, just because I'd be there so much, literally every day, literally every day in the summer, and I'd stay there for at least like an hour and a half after school. Sometimes I'd play it before school, most of the time not. It was just like I would get so much experience in, or I'd end up playing it so much, and I beat every game on Legendary. So I have a good experience on Halo. Really looking forward to a Master Chief Collection. And then, so Halo 3 was out and everything like that. We were playing it. I actually got to play my first experience on live, and I'd see like, I thought I was good, and I thought I was a pretty decent player on Halo. But then like we would go, I don't remember if it was MLG playlist. It might have been, but I would get my shit fucking wrecked. Like, oh my gosh, like it was just such a humble experience for me. Like I was just like I had to rethink everything. I was like, I would get the rocket launcher or something like that, and then like somebody would take me out with the rocket launcher. I'm like, they take me out with the rocket launcher. This stuff doesn't happen, like, what is this strange stuff for? Something like that. Like, it was just such a different skill level and skill gap that I wasn't used to, and I still remember it to this day. And that ends my Xbox experience at his house pretty much. And then I ended up getting a 360 in 2009. And I didn't actually get Modern Warfare 2 with it. I had to go to, I believe it was Walmart the day after Christmas. Maybe it was the day after Christmas. But I ended up getting Modern Warfare 2. And I probably put, I just burped. But I'm thinking I put around 50 days played on that game. I know that sounds so crazy, and it's like an extreme amount of time. Thought my phone vibrated. But, so if you look at my combat record or my leaderboard or whatever, if anybody's a friend with me, you're going to see that it says around 35 days played. That only counts the online, it doesn't count private matches. And we used to do so many sniper lobbies and such and such. And it was, we would just do so much stuff on that game. We would do Michael Myers and stuff like that. MW2 was one of the greatest games I've ever played. But it's such a terrible game with the one-man army, the commando, the danger close, the some of the guns were overpowered, and it's just so much stuff, and the tactical insertions of people boosting for headshots, and there's so much stuff, and there's like how stuff got modded and stuff like that. But it was just such a fun experience, and I have so many memories. If I would have had a capture card back then, and I could just relive some of those memories, my life would be complete. Maybe the NSA can get them back for me one day. But it's they'll last forever, but it's just so much memory I've had with my friends. And one time, me and my buddies, we were playing a private match, little short story, and we sent out a message to all our friends and recent players. We're doing a quick scope lobby. If anybody wants to join a quick scope, no scope lobby, and I believe it's just like on TDM or something like that, and it was on Rust, and there was about 6 of us, 3 on each team, or maybe there's 5 or so. And there was this man who joined. His name was Warpig. Might have been Warpig 2020 if I remember exactly correct. But we ended up talking to him, and he was the funniest guy I've ever met on Xbox Live today. He was an old ward veteran, and like something happened to his legs while he was in the military, so like he couldn't actually do anything anymore. But he just pretty much sat on his house and played Xbox all day, and he got checks from the government. And that was pretty much his life, and all he did was that kind of stuff. He'd always crack up jokes, but like whenever we pull up to our game, he pulled out an RPD, and he just started wrecking us guys. Like, damn, you guys must fucking suck if I'm doing this good. I normally get about 2 and 10 on each game, but here I went to like 27 and 5 or something like that. He said, and we were just cracking our shit up. And then he told us this one story. He's like, if you guys ever have crabs? And we're like, no, we don't have crabs, of course. He's like, well, if you do, you gotta shave one side. Then you have to light the other side on fire. Then you have to have an ice pick, and you want to stab them as they're running to the other side because their house is on fire. So that way it's a good way to get them. And then he's like, you ever be doing your old lady, and then you put it in her mouth, and then as you're about to come, you hit the back of her head, and then it'll come out her nose. It looks like a Komodo dragon looking thing. And there's just so much stuff, and it's so fun. So many memories and all the nostalgia and everything like that. But this commentary is going on to 15 minutes, so good lord, if anybody actually sticks to the 15 minutes, go ahead and comment in the comment section below saying Warpig 2020, because hopefully one day I can meet him on Xbox Live again, because I had him as a friend, but we just never played together and stuff like that. It's just, we drift apart as friends naturally do. But let me know in the comment section below if somebody actually made it this far. Oh my gosh. But go ahead and like the video if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new to my channel, or if you haven't done so already. But I'll see you guys next time. Go out there, have a great day, and be happy.